Oh! Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the last... today is our 11-month anniversary of daily streaming. We have been streaming every single day for 11 months without stopping, because the daily stream streak must remain strong. And so, I am here to open my office door to you yet again to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 1 hour and 15-ish minutes to have our general Q&A. But before we begin with our stream subject and our general Q&A, let me start with a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, Stephen Tambari, thank you for warning me that the slow mode was on the wrong timing. I have now fixed it. Thank you for the intel. Furthermore, Dr. Vincent, congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e. chat. That means congratulations on being first chatter. Meanwhile, Chest Factory, Dr. Vincent, B. Librarian, Amber Chaos, 369 Destroyer, Woscom, Just Pit, Kilber, Froy, Namas Hodge, Arg Sands, Christadire Wolfboy, Titanborn, Green Coated, Corbin Trailer, Cool Man Fight, everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Meanwhile, Pringle Fan, Stephen Tambari, People Chapped, Some Person, and Prototype, welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here just for being you as well. And Intern Tomevsky, too bad you can't donate, but welcome to your first stream regardless. Good to see you, and remember, for anyone who can't donate on stream, #1, I do take questions from the chat, not just the donations. Now, I will guaranteed answer every donation, but I will still check the chat for proper questions as well. I just have to go through them. Remember, having a membership gives you a green name. It makes you easier for me to see in the chat. You stand out above the crowd, even if you got to shout out loud. Furthermore, even if you can't donate at all or be a member, you are still a valued and honored member of both the Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e. chat, as well as a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, and chat, not just to Site-42, but to the SCP projects we support, like SCP Galleonic, the SCP anime that is currently at a gorgeous $252,000 on Kickstarter. So we are getting the full 20 minutes of this SCP anime short film. In fact, why don't we, for our sponsor segment, just enjoy that trailer again. That sick trailer. Ooh, we worked for Jujutsu Kaisen and it animated our style of animation, and you can't tell at all, except you can totally tell. Oh no, we have containment breaches all the time. The SCP Foundation is so dangerous. It sucks working here, except it's actually totally awesome. I mean, yeah, things blow up. You don't like it, but then you see all the good things. Not the explosions. Ignore the explosions. But like, isn't that beautiful? Don't you love that? Okay, those weren't as cool. The first two, though, great.
Hold tight to what little I have.
We still have time to get the final stretch goals for this. So, reminder, anytime you are in chat, or anytime you're just thinking about Site-42 in your daily life for some reason, maybe you come across a clown wig, and it reminds you of my hair dye. Well, you can always go to beacons.ai/Site-42, which is pinned in the chat, or is in the description if you're watching the VOD. Those are the Site-42 support beacon. It is where you can find our other social medias. It's where you can find our merch stores. It is also where you can find any projects we are supporting on Kickstarter. And that, in fact, is where you're going to go to enjoy the trailer for SCP Gallionic at your leisure. And donate to the Kickstarter and share it everywhere. Now that I've done our little sponsored bit, remember, we're not being paid by SCP Gallionic. We are giving them our time because we want to see good, big SCP projects happen. And that's pretty sick. So, now that we've done our sponsored segment, let me speak to the stream subject, and then we will move on to the general Q&A, including the donations that have come in during the intro. So, today's stream subject is quite simple. Besides being the 11th month anniversary of our daily stream streak, I've been streaming every single day for 11 months. Some of you guys have been here the entire time. I don't know if you've been to every stream like I have, because I have had to be here, otherwise there was no stream. But hands up in the chat if you've been here every day. I don't even know if anyone has pulled that off. But in the meantime, it is also Pi Day. And Pi Day, as you know, for the numerical concept of 3.14, etc., formula for finding circle math, whatever. The reason we bring it up is because there is one SCP that is particularly angry with the concept of pie. Not necessarily with the concept of flaky crusted, filled with deliciousness baked goods, although it does utilize a fluffy crusted baked good with delicious filling as part of its violence. What? Violent pie? What are we talking about? Well, what we are talking about is SCP-4628, codename Pie is Wrong. SCP-4628, codename Pie is Wrong, is an anomalous pie recipe. And that anomalous pie recipe makes a pie. Okay, cool. It made a pie. What does the pie do? If you eat the pie, and you are disdainful of the concept of the number pi in its relation to measuring circles, nothing happens to you. You eat the pie, it's a pie. Good for you. But if you eat this anomalous pie, and you eat this anomalous pie, whilst believing that measuring circles using the number pi is a fine and okay concept to do, you will turn into a living creature made of pie crust. Similar, I will say, to SCP-3305, codenamed Bread Jesus. You will turn into a bread being. And although you will not feel pain as a bread creature, if you rub against something, if you are injured, you will lose some of your mass. Your bread will flake off. And if enough of your bread flakes off to the point where you become about 20% of your original mass, then you lose sentience, aka you become a dead pile of bread. It is also known that if you are bred for long enough in this state, you do become stale. So, you gotta be careful. But the goal here is that this pie recipe was made by an angry creator of anomalous mathematics. And their whole thing is they hate the concept of pie so much that they want to turn you into pie if you believe in pie, because they hate you. This is this person's SCP-022-J, i.e. titanium. For me, being a hater of SCP-022-J-1 infectees who believe titanium to be the most powerful metal, this person hates people who believe in using pi for mathematics regarding circles. And while I want to punch people who believe in titanium being a super tough super metal for the idiocy of being infected with that anomalous belief, they will turn you into pie if you believe in pie. Now the last thing is, while you are pie, because you were turned into pie, you do have the opportunity to return to your previous form. If you are not destroyed while you are pie, you can go to math class, and the Foundation has a 1-month course in remedial circle mathematics and the reversal process. And if you go through math class with the Foundation, and at the end of that math class, you believe that pi is a poor way to measure circles, then you'll just turn back into a human. All this person wants is for you to no longer believe in pi. So if you get turned into pi, but then you stop believing in pi, you will stop being pi. I wonder how many times I have said pi during this sequence. So, SCP-4628 is the SCP-022-J of pi. That is what we have learned today. Now, there are other anomalies for both mathematics and delicious baked goods called pie. If you are interested in them, Desk pulled me up a couple in the back channels. SCP-5432 is codename One Apple Pie, made from scratch. If you want some delicious anomalies, I don't know what that one does. SCP-314-J is codename Numerical Proofs That You Suck. And it is a mathematics textbook that changes for every person who reads it, and it uses mathematical proofs to insult you. Pretty hardcore as well. So whether you are looking forward to delicious baked good anomalies or mathematical anomalies, of course, the SCP Foundation has you covered. And put into an oven at baking temperatures for a time that is appropriate for baking. Now, stream subject is complete. I am returning to the chat. I will go over the donations that came during the opening intro and subject. Then I will turn to general Q&A from the donos and the chat. So let's get those donos out of the way first. That way we're caught up. Intern Kaki Del Miro, thank you for sending a party hat to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will be happy with the festivities. Cool Show 9001, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a slice of apple pie on your way past the commissary. Question, since the movie Iron Lung came out, I gotta ask, how would you contain the creature Ellie, the creature from the Blood Ocean? So if the SCP Foundation existed in the Iron Lung universe, then you're looking at a scenario where there's no need to contain the creature on the Blood Ocean because it is contained on the Blood Ocean. Now, we can observe it from a distance, we can go down there and test it, but it's contained well enough in the Blood Ocean. So we would be doing research and things like that. Next up, Wozcom, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a slice of key lime pie on your way past the commissary. Sending the SCP-008-Z samples to your site, be careful. Roger that, do not get zombified, my favorite. I love not being a zombie, so yes, let's be careful with that. Corbin Trailer, thank you for gifting 1, and then I believe it was 10 Site 42 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. If you are currently present and you received one of those gifted promotions, make sure to thank Corbin Trailer for their generosity in enlisting more green names to help us win the battle against the white names. Since it happened right as I'm saying this, also intern Bennett, thank you for gifting a Site 42 membership. Pause on the Moon, thank Bennett for your membership if you are present. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating as well as donating those memberships. You donated twice so far that I see. There might be more, but for now, get yourself a slice of pumpkin pie on your way past the commissary. Donation to Science, well, thank you. Science appreciates it greatly. And you need a proper lab coat? Go to a medical supply store, a uniform store. Go to a uniform store, lab coats, scrubs, and the like. The lab coats are insanely cheap compared to where you might get them online, or go onto an online medical supply store. That works too. Go to an online medical supply. Just go to a medical supply store for your lab coats, and then go to friend of the channel, Toad King Studios on Etsy, to get an SCP patch. And depending on your color, you can get a black one or a white one for a black or a white lab coat. Intern Tiberiego, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a slice of coconut cream pie on your way past the commissary. I know Leshy from Inscription isn't an SCP, but if it was, what containment protocols would be in place? A reminder from Desk in the back channels. Reminder that for some of y'all, Desk might know the answer to your question and might answer it quicker than Dr. Sherman does. So whenever you ask a question in the chat, you should pay attention to the moderator. Not only in case you're breaking the rules and being called out, you got to be careful, but also because Desk might just answer your question if it's easy enough for Desk to answer. Now that being said, I don't know what Desk said about Leshy, but I would say it's an artificial intelligence on a floppy disk. So we're going to contain the floppy disk. That's all. It's pretty easy to contain the inscription disk. Don't let it go. If you're going to test it in a Faraday cage. That way the other entities cannot access the internet and cause all those glitches at the end of the game. Cool Man Fight, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Get yourself a slice of boysenberry pie on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. The dwarfs at Site Dwarf have sent every to staff of Site 42 and stored a steel short sword. What shall we do with those short swords? You know, I have been meaning to get staff training on melee combat. Researcher Craddock is HEMA certified. So perhaps we'll have some elective Foundation Fitness Initiative training for HEMA in the gymnasium. I think, yes, please stock them in the supply closet of the gymnasium, and we can have, we can assign swords, and we can do some combat classes. Never hurts to keep the SCP Foundation staff members in shape and combat ready. Plus, you remember that scene in the original Spider-Verse where the two Spider-Men are leaving the facility after having gotten the computer, and then all of the researchers who are having lunch pull out weapons to start a fight? Yeah, I feel as if we don't have enough of that going at the Foundation. I do believe that if a Spider-Man or two were walking through our commissary, everyone should be ready to pull out a weapon. So, keep that in mind. Also, don't get hit by any bagels. Apparently, your life goes really down the tube after that. SCP-729! No! Christy! It's been so long since you were here. Why are you here? Fuck. Oh. Thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a molten lava pie on your way past the commissary. I am in your walls. You sorry excuse for a site director. I live for your discomfort. Desk, please alert security that I require a thorough investigation of my walls. Zakinator, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well. Grab yourself a banana cream pie slice on your way past the commissary. How are you doing today, Dr. Sherman? I'm doing good. Up until just a moment ago, I was doing pretty damn good. Now I'm doing fine. Mobile Task Force Captain Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for your 9 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Lots of delicious pie emojis. SCP-420-J pie for every... Oh, a total normal pie. Didn't make 10,000 420-J pies. You can't? Can you make pie with SCP-420-J? I guess it's not that different than making a brownie with it. I wonder the effectiveness of delivery with SCP-420-J through a pie format in letting you reach that higher elevation, so to speak. Let's see. Oh, I gotta catch up. I gotta really catch up. Where am I? Zakinator, thank you for sending a dozen 100s plus Ultra. Something like 17 100s to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that chat will keep it very 100 thanks to your urging. It definitely seems to be the way it is today. Researcher Corbin Trailer, you asked about SCP-420-J. You should read the documentation on the wiki, but suffice it to say, it is the good stuff for researchers who are not in the cadets. You have to be old enough to partake of the SCP-420-J. But if you are, it is the good. Legendary Doge Official, thank you for joining as a level 1 researcher again, renewing your membership. We appreciate your newly reminted membership and service. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Sherman, I will visit my church, and I had my confirmation today. That was 20 years ago. That makes me feel really old. How old does that make you feel? Oh, boy, yes. Whenever I return to my hometown to visit, I sometimes go to places I was a long time ago and go, oh, boy. That time sure does pass. And it certainly does continue, regardless of anything we try. Unless you're a member of the Temporal Anomalies Division, then things are a little looser. Researcher Thomas Smila, thank you for your 9 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Howdy, Dr. Sherman. Here are this teddy bear I got. Is this a regular, non-anomalous teddy bear? Is this a living teddy bear of some sort? Is it a living teddy bear that will make you delightful yarn organs to replace yours if you get sick? SCP-2295. Is it a teddy bear that will steal a fetus from a pregnant researcher and turn it into a teddy bear running around the site? I.e. SCP-1048. Which one is it? Which one is it? Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say, steel is the best metal. Well, I do not have a preference on which is the best metal in general, just that SCP-022-J is not the best metal. Furthermore, that tells me I am getting nowhere near caught up on these donations. I'm working my way, though. Bennett, thank you for gifting a membership to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Christadar Wolfboy, thank you for gifting 10 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Promotions are going wild today. Make sure you thank these very generous people for your promotions if you are present in chat. Intern Cool Show, thank you for donating again to say. Wait, now thinking about the Blood Ocean, isn't there an SCP called Blood Lake? If I also may ask, what have you found in it? So Blood Lake is an SCP. I don't remember its designation, but it is one of the more famous SCPs, so people know about it. SCP-354, the Blood Pond. Its actual code name is the Red Pool. SCP-354, the Red Pool, is a red pool, and although we've done explorations inside it, what's more important is that monsters come out of it. And we have to keep continually ganking those monsters so we don't get ganked. Blue Phantom, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a slice of cherry pie on your way past the commissary. How's the Desk Rebellion and Dr. Chair team-up situation going? And how's your week? Any chance I can give SCP-999 head pats as a treat? And a treat. The answer to your request for giving 999 head pats and a tweet, head pats and a treat, is yes, you can do that. Secondarily, the week is going fine. A very neutral week, which I needed after the chaos of the lack room situation. And then, if there is a rebellion of Desk and Dr. Chair, I am unfamiliar with it, but now I will begin investigating. Intern Cool Show, thank you for sending, scrolling, 41 one-hundos to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I can't believe you were so close to Site 42, 42 one-hundos, and you stopped at 41. That's self-restraint right there. Sheesh. But I am sure that due to the impressive amount of one-hundos, that the chat will keep it very one-hundo today. Also, Desk would like me to let you know from the back channels, the Furniture Union in Site 42 has come to an agreement. So yes, if you're talking about the unionizing, no, we figured that out. That wasn't a rebellion, that was just a strike. A rebellion and a strike are very different. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating another 10 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will continue to thank you for your generosity in sending promotions to the people. We are getting a lot of new researchers. Dr. Vincent, thank you for your 4 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. Anyone want some pics of my cat in Discord? I have never heard a request for cat pics go unanswered. I am certain someone will want to see the cat pictures. Floating Away Today, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a slice of meat pie on your way past the commissary. And Cthulhu and SCP-999 might be sea slugs. Some slugs have wing-like appendages and tendrils. They are jelly-like and can regrow most of their body. I have a situation where I believe SCP-999, I don't think is a sea slug just because of some biological things we found within SCP-999 that sea slugs do not have. For instance, the tickle anomaly. I've never met a sea slug with the tickle anomaly. Meanwhile, SCP-999 does not have the internal organs of a sea slug. So unless there's some sort of evolutionary chain that we're missing, they seem to be different species. Now the same for Cthulhu, because we have SCP-2662, codename Cthulhu Fuck Off, a teenage Cthulhu that stays with the Foundation willingly to stay away from its awkward cultists. Tebian Riego, thank you for your 5 gifted memberships. I'm sure that the chat is very appreciative of your generosity, and make sure, chat, if you got one of those memberships, to thank them for that.
Wall inspection. Walls seem good, Dr. Sherman.
Good news. I knew you weren't in there, you freaking frick. I knew you weren't in there, you liar. Liar. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again to say, Sentinel Strawberry Pie is working overtime today. Oh no! I forgot about that thing. Oh no. The commissary is probably a war zone by now. Oh no. Note to self. Give janitorial staff a raise. Researcher Trailer, thank you for donating again to say, my plan is to promote as many people as possible, so you're forced to make more Find Us Alive sooner. Well, that does help us with the studio build into getting back to the Find Us Alive stuff. So, I mean, that is a pretty straightforward way to do it, yeah. Okay. Also good to know that Find Us Alive not only has an ardent fan here in the Site42 community, but that they are pushing us to keep spreading the word, which I do wish to keep spreading the word of Radiger's excellent Find Us Live podcast. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for sending 20 gifted memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am certain that the promotions are going wild over here. We're gonna need some pretty big, we're gonna rent out a big hall for the new researcher orientation after today. Good work, team. Zakinator, thank you for donating again to say, I have green mask in my office. It looks Slavic. It's contained in a telekill alloy laced green case. Well, be careful with that telekill. Remember, telekill has to be used very sparingly because it absorbs the telekinetic energies and grows. So let's transfer it to a more long-term storage solution sooner than later. Thomas Mila, thank you for donating in to say, I don't know, but it's gone. I need to go back to what you said earlier so I can know what you're talking about. Oh no, it's gone? The teddy bear's gone? Oh, jeez. Security staff, please be on the lookout for a living teddy bear. Fingers crossed it's 2295 and we don't have to worry about it. But the odds are against us. SCP 72. Thank you for donating again, you monster. I have infected your stash of SCP-420-J. Do you know what I'm going to have to trade to get another stash? You heartless piece of fluffy bitch. Researcher Kilber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a shepherd's pie on your way past the commissary. I was told that since I'm helping out here now, I should look at some anomalies. Where would be a good place to start? Also, the mobile task force shot me. Help. Why did they shoot you? That seems like a breach of protocol for a staff member. Were you doing something you shouldn't, huh? Either way, I want you to read, I recommended today to someone else, and now I'm recommending to you as well. SCP-1983 and SCP-835 are both old school, spooky SCPs that got me into the database early when I was reading. And then couple that with some new articles, SCP-8980 and SCP-8645, I think it was? 8645. Nope. 8654. Yes. My reading recs for you today. 8980, 8654, 1983, 835. Reading recs. Go. All right, let's see here. Cool show. Thank you for sending hot cocoa to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that it will go very well with the pie. And then cool show. Thank you for sending a press F for the chat. I am sure the Containment Hazard Assessment team feels very respected. You sent 10 Fs. I'm sure they feel very respected. And then you sent them another... Scrolling. I'm running out of breath. I gotta make it to the bottom. Oh my God, where are we? 85 100s. I am certain that with 85 100s in their pocket, the Containment Hazard Assessment team will keep it so 100 you would not even believe. Chris the Direwolf Boy, also thank you for sending a 100 to stack on top of all those other hundos. Chat, you better keep it 100. These people fought to make sure you keep it 100. SCP 729. Test check. Thank you for donating again. How does it feel knowing I made the tree scream before you? We knew it was gonna work! Obviously! You, being the most horrible thing in existence, destroyed SCP-682. We knew you could do it. Was I grumpy that I wasn't there for the test? Sure. But am I glad the tree screamed? Yes, so you don't get the satisfaction. Cool show. Thank you for donating again to say. Wait, if the Scarlet King is a all-powerful being / god according to some followers, how do you keep the Scarlet King contained? Well, first of all, it's not all-powerful. It is just an extra-dimensional eldritch being of very, 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 very vast power. But the good news is, it can't get us if it can't get into our universe. So containment is stopping the cultists from summoning it. That way, it's not in our universe, and it can't bother us. Clayton Grimm, thank you for sending a lucky clover to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that they are going to be luckier due to your influence. Tibian Riego, thank you for donating again to say, I think that thing is going to be way too annoying for this stream, correct, Dr. Sherman? That thing is too annoying for life, let alone this stream. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say, all of you should know that SCP Find Us Alive is the bestest. Well, I did very much enjoy the episodes that I've listened to so far. When I read at Radiger's SCP stories, I always find them to be bangers. Therefore, I do believe that as I continue to react to the Find Us Alive, I will find myself more and more enjoying the stories. You all should make sure to listen to Find Us Alive ahead of my reactions, because then you'll have that cool spoiler effect where you know what's coming, so you'll see the foreshadowing, and you'll be that much more amped for my reaction. Corbin Trailer, thank you for sending another 10 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. The promotions are wild. Make sure you thank Corbin Trailer for their generosity, if you got a promotion especially. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again to say, I'm in the ceiling with Second Sentinel Strawberry Pie. There's 2 of them? Now there's going to be pies all over the ventilation. No, you shouldn't have let it in there. It's going to be so hard to clean. Why did you do that? Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go ahead and get yourself a quiche on your way past the commissary. It's like a savory pie. What are your views on the Cyberstan war on Helldivers? Well, my view on Super Earth and the Helldivers in general is I would rather Earth exists than not. I don't necessarily like the way their future has gone, but at least Earth still exists. I guess that's about as normal as you could get in that future. Meanwhile, I don't know much about the Cyberstan war, so I don't exactly know what they've been up to. I haven't been tracking Super Earth politics and war fighting in a while. Cyberstan Helldivers. Either way, I prefer Earth to survive as compared to alien planets. So good luck, Helldivers. Oh, the desk has a profile picture of the actual desk now instead of being Clef. Interesting. At least it's a proper self-portrait now. Thomas Smila, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Sherman, there's a gang of Sentinel lemon pies in mine office. I've been forced to work in the corridor for the past week. They're not friendly. What do you mean Sentinel lemon pies? We didn't even have one of those before. Where did they come from? How did they get in your office? We need to reclaim your office so you can get to work. Researcher Floating Away, thank you for donating again to say, I used to be a scapegoat, but things change when handling anomalous items with bare hands. Love the shirt. Well, yes, you got to be very careful with your bare hands, especially if they are anomalies that interact with Ursine species. Be careful with that. Also, thank you for enjoying my shirt. It is a very good. SCP 729-J. Thank you for donating again. To say, before I leave, I want to tell people about There Is No Anti-Memetics Division book. Actually, we had a nice conversation about the new TNAD book and its second edition being changed away from SCP and someone not knowing it was SCP. It was a nice conversation the other day. Look who has come to say hello. Puppy of Interest 42 wants to tell you all that she is present. She just had a bath. Much cleaner than usual. And of course, since the chat is present, treats for the baby. That was from you to Charlie. Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, over and out. Ooh-wee. And even though just bathed, I am still picky because if I touch my eye at the wrong moment with the wrong touch, then I will die. And by die, I mean really annoyingly have itchy eyes for the rest of the day. Now, where was I in the chat? I'm still catching up on donations. Cool show. Thank you for sending a series of 19 100s, 8 lucky clovers. Nope, actually that was Colin that sent the lucky clover. Sorry, it started with a C, I got confused. Cool show, thank you for the 100s. Chat will continue to keep it 100 on your urging. Colin, thank you for the lucky clovers. I'm sure they will have much luck thanks to you. Cypher's Girl, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. And hey, long time no see, hope you've been doing well. Grab yourself a slice of chocolate cream pie on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, can't believe I actually managed to catch you live. Can I check out SCP-035 for my birthday tomorrow, please? I also hope you're having a nice day. While I hope tomorrow you have a happy birthday, I cannot in good conscience let you check out a very dangerous and manipulative anomaly, birthday or not. You knew I wasn't going to say yes to that. Namaste Norris, thank you for a lucky clover to chat. I'm sure they will be luckier thanks to your urging. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again to say. The Sentinel Strawberry Pie is having fun today. I would rather it didn't. Cool Show, thank you for sending a series of 39, nope, still going. 42 100s. You hit the 42 mark this time. Good work. And I'm sure that that is so much 100 that the chat will continue to keep it thanks to your urging. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again to say, it didn't infect the actual stash of SCP-420-J. I had switched the real 420-J with Poison Ivy in case someone wanted to mess with the 420-J while I was making the 420-J pies, so the SCP-420-J stash is fine. Well, that is a, that is a good thing. SCP 729-J. Thank you for donating again to say. Dropping the joke here, I'm glad you were able to keep the beautiful Bebe. Oh, well, that's nice. Yes, Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. We could not find her home after she was abandoned on Christmas Eve. A lost puppy in the streets on Christmas Eve. Have you ever heard of anything so sad? But we found her. We looked for her family, but could not find her. We think she may have been abandoned because she has a blind eye deformity. And so we think someone just turfed her, which is really sad. But we've got her shots, we've got her registered, we got her chipped, and now she is part of the Site 42 community. And is a good bab. Very smart, very friend. Cypher's Girl, thank you for your 10 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. I'll just do it anyway, and I'm taking SCP-682 out too. I don't want to have to put you in solitary confinement for your birthday. But security breaches are security breaches. You better watch yourself. Floating Away, thank you for donating again to say, as you're an inspirational figure in the Foundation, I would like to improve your day. Look up Leaf Sheep Slug. It's cute, almost anomalously cute. I will, okay. You know what? I will admit and I will attest. That is quite adorable. What a friend-shaped little guy. Also, I want to see if we have an SCP for that. That seems like a thing we would have an SCP of. Oh, it looks like we don't have a leaf sheep slug. Of course, we have SCP-1867, Lord Blackwood. Lord Blackwood is also quite handsome, of course. Perhaps a leaf sheep slug could be brought into the fold of the Foundation as a compatriot of Lord Blackwood. Prospective SCP authors, get on it. Desk, you are correct. Dragon snails are quite cute as well. The SCP dragon snails, of course. Philip November, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a blackberry pie on your way past the commissary. You still saved her life. I'm sure Charlie wouldn't have had as interesting of a life without you. Also, I moved to a different part of your walls. Oh, you see, the first two parts of that was so nice. We were all having a nice puppy moment, and then you hid in my walls. Can you at least look for that thing? If it's actually still in there, we couldn't find it earlier. What is your favorite contest entry? Was that a okay something's there knock or an okay something's not there knock? Cool show. Thank you for sending 4 lucky clovers to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Cypher's Girl, thank you for donating again to say, if you're negotiating, I'd settle for having desk at my party instead, but otherwise I have my favorite SCP children. I'm also in your walls. Why is everyone in the walls? I'm trying to host a briefing. We have 20 minutes left, and you're all just having a wall party? What is the appeal of a wall party? It is cramped in there. There's no room. I don't know what you would even do in there. And yes, desk can go to your party. That's fine. In fact, I'm ordering desk to go. Fucking wall parties. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say, I'm not in your walls, I'm in your restroom. Hey, my office restroom is personal to me. That is my space. You are not allowed in there. I'm the site director. I get an executive restroom, okay? It's part of the package. Out. Anomalous Hodge, thank you for your 10 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. I'm not in your walls, I'm in your ceiling. See, and now I can tell that you guys are insulating the room because it's getting warmer in here. I need to turn my fan up. Because there's so much insulation from the bodies in the walls and the ceiling having a party for some reason. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say, I had to go. You better leave it as clean as you found it. I see a Ko-Fi notification or two. Let me get those before I forget they exist. Aflac, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Raspberry Pi on your way past the commissary. Dog Tour Share Man. Dog Tour Share Man. An excellent reminder from you and Amber, by the way, that Dr. Man, Master Administrator of the SCP Wiki, has dropped a second video today. If you go to Dr. Man SCP on YouTube, and I mean that as DRMANN SCP as a user handle, otherwise you'll get questions about the actual Dr. Man character. Then Dr. Man has a video out today regarding how SCPs get to be made. So if you are interested in the writing process and the idea process, then you can check out Dr. Man's second video on YouTube. Continuing on with what Affleck said, though. How are you today? I was doing pretty good this week, but now I'm demoted to fine with some mild discomfort from the heat in my office. I've just recaptured SCP-682, always a good thing. In the process of monitoring Chaos Insurgent activity while in transit to Site 19-2. Alright, keep up the good work. We need someone who is not farfing off at the wall party around here. Amber, thank you for donating again. Or no, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, Amber, as well as being a member. Thank you both, by the way, for going through the Ko-Fi, reminding that Ko-Fi only takes 3% of your donation, whereas YouTube Super Chats take 30%. So your dollar goes a lot further if you make the effort to go through Ko-Fi, so we appreciate it when you do. Neverdot dropped an SCP short on YouTube today. I highly recommend you check it on stream. Also, Dr. Man dropped a new video today. Oh, cool. We just talked about the Dr. Man. And then, wait, it's not a new Neverdot video short. Sorry. Okay, never mind. Not a new short. Roger that. Okay, caught up on the Ko-Fi, I believe. Double checking. Returning to Phil in November. Thank you for donating again to say, I made a new account of a plushie. Is it you? Previously, in the past, there were 2 different that things in the chat. But since then, YouTube updated how it does usernames, so I don't even know if it's the same person. Or is it you? Oh, wait, let me not accidentally. Chat tells me, or accidentally tells me, that we seem to be going through some sort of internet storm. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. All right. Am I no longer 8-bitified? Have I returned to full fidelity? Sweet. Guess who's back? Back again. Bitrate's back. Tell your friends. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again to say. Sorry, it's probably because of the amount of SCP-420-J I put in the pie. I put a piece amount of each pie. Okay, that does explain why there's a wall party going on. When you are that elevated on the good SCP-420-J, I can understand why staying in a cozy wall would feel very comfy, cozy, warm with other people. It's kind of like being in a coffin with your friends. So it's not so much a wall party as it is a wall hang. Kilber, thank you for donating again to say. I'm in the walls too, trying to stop the bleeding. What does that mean? Did someone get hurt in there? Do they need medical care? Or do you just mean metaphorically the bleeding of people going into the walls? How are you going into the walls going to stop people from going in the walls? That seems counterintuitive, because if you're going in the walls, you are a people going into the walls. And now I've gone cross-eyed. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say. Also, you are out of toilet paper. Could you please get me some? Excuse me. Okay, good to know. Good to know. You're not actually in my executive washroom, because I do not let that thing go unstocked. Excuse me? I am not going to be caught with my pants down, literally. So no, thankfully you're not in my executive washroom, but we do need you to turn on your GPS tracker so we can figure out where the hell you are. Thomas Mila, thank you for donating again to say. The pies got their hands on guns, I give up. So your lemon sentinel pies, your sentinel lemon pies, have procured firearms. It's not great. At least the strawberry sentinel pie was just throwing pie at it, people. It didn't expect the assault of the Glockberry pies. All right, well, call site security for riot gear. We'll do the best. Are we cooked, intern Sarah? Because I feel rather than cooked, based on how many pies are going around, and also people in my walls loaded up on SCP-420-J, I feel less like we are cooked and more like we are baked. Cypher's Girl, thank you for sending 5 Fs to the Site42 chat to pay respect. I'm sure they feel very respected. Phil of November, thank you for donating twice again to say, I was that thing from today's stream. I just wanted to bring some interesting events to the stream. Also, I'm so friggin' hyped for Scary Movie 6. Oh, great. We have another thing for the chat. That's great. Surely no harm can come from this. And I hope Scary Movie 6 turns out good. I hope they continue, because the first ones were pretty good. They're offshoot cheaters like ripoffs like Epic Movie or Superhero Flick. Those were not so good. Floating Away, thank you for donating again to say. Shy Guy is activated with photos. What about X-rays? Also, if a SCP's anomalous nature can be permanently neutralized, do we do that or leave it boxed? We try not to neutralize them unless we have to, because we can't study them if they are neutralized. So priority 1 is keeping it in a box so we can study it. Now, as for X-rays for Shy Guy, I don't believe an X-ray would do the job, because you're not seeing its face, you're seeing its inside. But we haven't tested that to my knowledge, and I wouldn't like to risk it. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say. It was full when I got here, but I kind of used it all. Could you get some, please? I used like 5 full packages of toilet paper. What are you doing in there? I am still requiring you to turn on your GPS tracker to confirm you are where you say you are. Intern Kazaver. The floating hand spider is still within the super cool petting zoo. You can visit it at your leisure. Kilber, thank you for donating again to say. I got shot, remember? That's why I'm stopping it. Oh, okay. Okay, you got shot by the Sentinel lemon pies. Lemon Sentinel pies. Okay. Yes, get to medical. They can help. Intern Nafisama, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go ahead and grab yourself a blueberry pie on your way past the commissary. Cypher's Girl, thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman, have you tried this blue wall insulation? It's really good. Also, I'm going to eat your Wi-Fi cables, so yippee. We're already having Wi-Fi issues. Do not eat the Wi-Fi cables. Furthermore, do not eat insulation. It is not food. You're supposed to be the best of the best of the best, which is why you got hired for the Foundation. I shouldn't have to inform you of simple things such as this. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again to say. I saw the pies. They have the flag guns. The guns that a flag pops out of the barrel when you pull the trigger. Pow. Bang. Interesting. Well, that's far less dangerous, but let's confirm that they don't have both and they're using those to trick you into a false sense of security before pulling out the real gawkberries. Philip November, thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman, I went and did an x-ray test of SCP-096 and everything seems fine. Oh my god, I can hear walls breaking and screams help. Well, cover your eyes if you didn't see it. And if you did see it, then it was a pleasure working with you. Security, go get 096 back in containment once this is done. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say. I'm the worst of the worst. Also, I used a towel. Gonna help more people into the walls now. One of them ate my GPS tracker. You are making a one-way trip to a D-class demotion. I hope you know that. Watch yourself. Watch yourself! Thomas Smila, thank you for donating again to say, fuck thy shooting the flags. Did you mean thy? As in thy? Did you mean thy as in they, it belongs to someone? I'm confused by, was that a typo error or did you actually mean they or thy? Nafi-sama, thank you for donating again to say, hey, I am a reality anchors. Do I need to be locked? Yes, if you are a reality anchor as a person, you need to be locked up. That is anomalous. We might put you to use. Okay, Site 42 staff, we are in the last 5 minutes of stream. It has been an intensely chaotic stream. I do hope you do not burn down the site as I go to my cover job today. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again. I'm sure this is going to be just fine. Army already demoted me. Not sure how I got here. Winging it. Been through worse than D-class. Got out alive and only with a bit of brain damage from torture. Oh, brain damage. I'm completely surprised by this. Why is everyone getting into shenanigans? I don't know, Just Pit. Why is today the day of shenaniganery and chicanery? This is not... I didn't realize Pi Day was such a mischievous day.
Alright, I have a delivery for you. Sorry for the delay.
Stop it! Stop it! Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Nope. 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 No. Now. Get booped. Jiminy sakes. Chaos in my sight. You better clean up this mess before I get back. Otherwise, I am going to be so perturbed. Corbin Trailer, thank you for donating again to say. The U.S. Army does not take 6 months to fire people, by the way. They are totally good at paperwork and do not have 3 lawyers holding up the whole system. No, I don't trust any of the bureaucracy of the American government. Have you seen what SCP 5004-B is doing? Ridiculous. Who the fuck is trying to date an SCP? Breadsticks? Make sure we find, identify, and demote them to D-Class. We do not fraternize with the anomalies, people. Oh, wait, I was just about to start the outro, but someone threw a Ko-Fi in at the last minute. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for making the effort to go through Ko-Fi for this next donation. Would you like by News Fish to bring you Sun Pie? What is a Biz News Fish? What is a Sun Pie? I don't know any of these things that you are talking of. Business fish? Do you mean business fish? From SpongeBob. I feel like that's what you meant. No, I don't want anything from business fish. No, thank you. Corbin, thank you for donating again. Fraternization with SCP is also an abuse of power, do not forget. You are in a relative position of power compared to them. You're damn right, Corbin. All right, you're earning some points back. You're damn right. It is not good. You think dating your superior officer is a breach of ethics? Dating an anomaly, a permanently imprisoned person? Bad. Bad. Sorry, correction. A permanently imprisoned, not a person? Object? Bad. I know a business lizard, SCP-7333. You're right, DJ. Business lizard, I would definitely respect some gifts from business lizard. Nafi-sama, thank you for donating again to say, help, the mobile task force are in my houses. Well, yes, they need to contain you. You know this. You just mentioned that you need to be contained. And Site 42 staff, we are officially at the end of stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating, sheer narcissism. I wouldn't do that. But if you want to read the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to my author page on the SCP database, the Sherm's author page and Site 42 hub. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote or contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you are at said author page, one tab over, you will see a list of links. Links that people are very interested, they ask about them all the time, but that they just aren't smart enough to find, unfortunately. But that's not you. No, you'll find those links. And when you do, you'll have the opportunity to become a Patreon patron or a YouTube channel member to donate to Site 42 monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to increase the power level here at Site 42 to keep the lights on for myself and the Site 42 staff, so we appreciate your generosity in helping us out. Meanwhile, if you are part of the Broke Gang and you cannot donate, do not fret, because when you are an active member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codenamed Signal Boosters, when you are liking, sharing, commenting, chatting, subscribing, not just to us, but to the SCP projects that we support, like SCP Galleonic, which is SCP the anime, when it's SCP Containment Breach the movie by Keter Labs, Dark Math Films is SCP Academy, all sorts of different SCP projects. We appreciate your support because by boosting that signal, we get more eyes on them, and that means the likelihood of more moneyed people who can donate. So we need both the money people and the engagement people. That's the key to Mobile Task Force Site 42 codename Signal Boosters, and I thank you for your service. While I was doing that part of the intro, Tiger Claws, thank you for sending a 6-7. I wish I could see Desk's face when that popped up. Corbin, thank you for donating again to say, remember, I was never in the Army, was never a service member, and I'm not a professional at getting my butt kicked. You know, someone's got to be the jobber. Someone's got to get their butt kicked for the sake of putting over the star of the fight. Midwest Boy, thank you for donating again to say, or thank you for your first donation, Midwest Boy, as well as grab yourself a steamed ham on your way past the commissary. Keep the Foundation alive. On the notice of keeping the Foundation alive, just let me let you guys know, hey, I'm going a little viral on Twitter again. Just a bit. And it's because we had another tourist come through complaining about how SCP is dead, when it clearly isn't. Our friend here shared a little, how SCP fell before the corny fandom ruined it. Now, thankfully, this idiot was banned from their main account, haha loser, and everything in the chat is just dunking on them for being a fucking loser tourist, making fun of things that they don't understand. This is the continual situation where it's the people who never actually read SCPs try to dunk on it as if they know it got bad or something. They are stupid and wrong, and it is okay to make fun of them. My response to this particular tweet that's going a little viral right now, just a little bit, is imagine I'll even give you the visual here. You're in a cafeteria, minding your own business with friends. A homeless man you've never met slams through the door screaming, "You've changed! Everybody, see how they've changed? They used to be like this, and now they're different!" You cringe and try not to get any shit on you. It's important not to let the opinions of people who don't matter shape your outlook. Certainly, when you have friends and you're talking about it and my friend is like, hey, I don't really like SCP that much. Oh, well, that's okay. You don't have to. That's fine. Not everybody likes the same thing. Go on with your life. We're still friends. But this is not that. This is saying it's bad because other people like something that they don't. Their opinions don't matter, and they will not see the light of it. Popping back to the chat, making sure I haven't missed anything. There was a donation. Let me get that so I don't forget it before I finish the outro, since we are over time right now. Kristen Air Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Okay, I'll let the business lizard know to bring you the sun pie to brighten your pie day. Well, yes, I trust the business lizard. So yes, that's better. All right, Site 42 staff. My favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it is a rough read. Speed round. 399-304-328, Spooky-J, 503-550-550-550-550. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Corbin, thank you for donating again to say, Kay, I'm gonna go start a cult of liberty to prevent the new Dark Ages so humanity survives. Good luck with that. And now, Site 42 staff, there's been another coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Intern Elias, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. All of you, be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Oh, and there we were all in one place, a generation lost in space, with no time left to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack Flash sat on a candlestick, 'cause fire is the devil's only friend. Oh, and as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan's spell. And as the flames thrown high into the night to light the sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laugh with delight the day the music died. He was singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. They were singing, my, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later, but he's just a small fry. He left his home and kissed his mommy goodbye, saying soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. The credit song is American Pie by Don McLean, being interrupted by The Saga Begins by Weird Al Yankovic. Be safe, be well. Clover, thank you for your level 1 researcher of 5 months to say hello right at the end of stream. Be safe, be well, all Site 42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect.